All right, so what day are we on of a government shutdown? You know what that means? You know what that really means to you? It means that their government employees are taking a free paid vacation. They're just not getting paid while they're on vacation, but they'll be paid when they get back, right? So the military, like I used to be military, and when there was a furlough or when they couldn't agree on a budget, they just wouldn't pay us, right? But we were still expected to be there at work, and we were expected to do what we needed to do because, oh my God, yeah, we're so important, we're essential personnel, right? But the thing is look at how long the government is outside of their working capacity, aka vacation, right? And we are still doing life, right? We're still conducting our life in a way that makes sense because that's what we have to do, right? I mean, that's just what we have to do. So I gotta ask you here: is it really? Am I the only one seeing it that if the government can be on vacation, the whole government mostly, for a month, right? Or more. And then when they come back, they get paid for all of their time off, right? At our expense, right? Our expense. We don't get no time off without, having worked our asses off for it, right? And so, are they that important? That's what I'm asking you. Are they that important? Because from what I saw in the military, when I got to my first duty station, my first duty station was Loring Air Force Base up at the northern tip of Maine. And I'm not going to just pick on those guys because it is everywhere. I mean, if it's on a military installation, you can bet that there's a whole bunch of people wasting a whole bunch of time. And they're getting paid really well to do it. So, are you going to keep supporting that? Are you going to demand for accountability? Because people are demanding that you're accountable for you, right? I mean, nobody's giving you a free ride, but these public servants are parasites. I mean, a 15-minute break, that's required by the government, right? But that 15-minute break turns into like an hour, right? Because they gotta get ready to go to break. You gotta put away your tools and you gotta load up the truck, and you gotta drive over to where the attractive girls are serving the concession food, because nobody's holding you accountable, so you might as well, right? And then you spend 15 minutes getting there and getting in line, and then it's 15 to 20 minutes, and you get your food and you eat it and you consume, you drink your coffee, and you relax, because you was working really hard. Bullshit. um me and one of the other GIs one time, we decided, we're like, you know what, we're going to see how many jobs we can bust out in one day. Most of these fools are only doing one or two, and we're going to see what it takes if we were working commercially, if we were working based on the output of our labor. How many jobs can we get done in a day? And I mean, we knocked out a lot of them, right? But we did that just to show everybody, like, hey, look how lazy you guys are. Look how lazy you are, and you're being paid more than we are, right? I didn't realize that when you're in the military, it's basically like indentured servitude. You uh, you're not paid very well, right? I was young and dumb. I mean, but I was only young and dumb for I was only young and dumb for the first 9 years that I was in, right? But then it just got to be the point that I couldn't ignore it. I realized that, wow, I'm running a shop of 17 guys, and I mean, I'm controlling hundreds of millions of dollars of infrastructure, and yet I'm making like $35,000 a year. Yeah, they're giving me a little house that, um, I have to make sure that the grass stays between 2 and 3 inches, or they're going to come and take away my birthday. Threaten me with kicking me off base or doing whatever because I haven't taken care of my obligations in base housing. Right? Anyway, this is getting off topic, but yeah. Anyway, if the government not working means that we're still getting things done, and we're actually getting things done more efficiently probably than when they're working, right? Um, it's time to abolish it.